Hello people of the interwebs, I'm SSD Middleman here with Guides for Us All, and today I'm going to be reviewing the new Borderlands pre-sequel DLC, the Holodome Onslaught. The Holodome Onslaught is a new challenge arena that'll test your might and skills as you fight waves of challenging enemies to earn new weapons, gears, head, and skins. You also get a bonus 10 level cap increase and the Ultimate Vault Hunter mode, which everybody gets for free, but when you purchase the DLC you get the 10 level cap increase. Alright, so now that the basic overview is done, let's get into what this DLC really is. It is one arena, you get some dialogue from some old characters and some new characters, and you basically fight 5 waves in the dome. Now I'm going to be covering the positives, the negatives, and my mixed feelings about this DLC, and I think that we should get first off the positive feelings off my chest, because there's not going to be a lot of them. So some positive things about this DLC. You get a 10 level cap increase. I love level cap increases. It's so much fun to just continue leveling up the character that you previously had maxed out. You earn more progression, you can make him more powerful with those skill points. And in previous Borderlands you could farm for more legendaries, which was pretty fun. Unfortunately in this one there's a bug. Well, a bug, I like to say, that you can't farm bosses, they don't respawn. But anyways, we'll get to that later. Yeah, 10 level cap increase, very good. Another awesome thing about it gives a new head and new skin customization to every single character you can play as in Borderlands the pre-sequel. I love new customizations. Making your character unique from others is always something that is very good and very fun in video games. One more positive. Oh, wait, no, there's not. Those are my only positives. The only good things about this DLC is the 10 level cap increase, new heads, and new skins. And you might be thinking, what about the weapons and gear? They are mediocre at best. Mediocre at best. I don't recommend anybody using them. You'll see a little bit of gameplay in here from those weapons, and they're just they're not very good. Alright, now let's move on to my bad feelings about this DLC. Let's start off with one that's a pretty big issue. This DLC doesn't work on Mac. You know, when people bought the Season Pass, originally, they were expecting 4 add-ons to the game, and it was never stated anywhere in there that it would only work on PC or Linux. It just said blah blah blah, Season Pass, 4 add-ons. So people that played Borderlands the pre-sequel on Mac computers, you're screwed. You can't play the Holodome Onslaught. But that is actually a good thing. Congratulations, you don't have to play the Holodome Onslaught. I'm jealous. Anyways, moving on to the next bit, this arena is insanely small. Like, compared to other DLCs, arena-style DLCs, which I'm not a big fan of, there were several arenas in Borderlands 1, Miss Moxie's arena DLC, and even the Headhunter DLCs in Borderlands 2 had more content than this. This is just one arena. This is a little ridiculous in my opinion, alright? The next negative, this DLC is $10. $10 for a level cap increase and a tiny arena, which, if you pre-ordered Borderlands the pre-sequel, you got the Shock Drop Slaughter Pit, which is basically this, except it has more interesting dialogue. Pretty sad. Moving on to, well, that was a pretty good segue into my next negative. There's less than interesting dialogue in this DLC. In Borderlands 2, the dialogue was so well written, in my opinion, that I laughed at it every time I played through the game. There were some funny moments, there were some sad moments, there were some heartbreaking moments, and breathtaking moments, but in this game, I feel like it's just very lackluster on the dialogue side, especially with this new DLC. It seems very rushed. It seems like it was just put together last minute, like they never intended to put dialogue in the DLC, and then they just kind of threw it in there because, well, why not? Maybe it'll make people want to buy them more. You get Gage and Axton and Tiny Tina chatting with each other and trying to get the full story about what's going on in the pre-sequel, and then Axton just gets pissed and is like, oh, this is taking too long. And then there's a holo trap, which is just Claptrap in a holograph form. It's really nothing special. Anyways, moving on to the next negative, the respawnable boss issue I was talking about earlier. In other Borderlands games, when you fight a boss, you can always save and quit and go right back to that spot and refight the boss to farm for their legendary weapon, just refight them because you like the fight, whatever. In Borderlands the pre-sequel, that doesn't work on all the bosses. Almost none of the bosses are actually respawnable and fightable. So we've been waiting for an update to allow us to fight said bosses over and over again to farm for legendaries and just have boss fights to play for some sort of endgame. Unfortunately, we haven't received that. Now, we heard news about there being bosses included in the Holodome Onslaught DLC, and I would have been kind of okay with it if they said, okay, well, the only way to refight bosses is to come to the Holodome and do a boss fight. I'd be like, okay, fine. It's completely fine with me. If that's how it has to be, that's fine. But that's not how it works. There are bosses in the Holodome Onslaught DLC. One of them is Flame Knuckle, which is a non-respawnable boss. You can never go back and fight him without playing through the whole story. So, there's a good thing, right? And then there's the robot girl. I can't even remember her name. Felicity. Robot Felicity that attacks you. She is a non-respawnable boss. So there's... Or, I'm sorry, she is a respawnable boss. Meaning that Flame Knuckle is the only non-respawnable boss that you can fight in the arena. One boss. One boss. And you know what? You're pretty much guaranteed to get the Nukem from Flame Knuckle anyways. I've played through the game 4 times if you include my True Vault Hunter mode playthrough, and I haven't even beaten the entire game. I just fought Flame Knuckle 4 times, and I've gotten the Nukem 2 out of 4 times. So, it's not a really rare weapon. I'd say it has to be like at least a 10% drop chance from him, and it's really nothing that special in my opinion. But yeah, you don't even get the respawnable bosses in this DLC. Plus, even if you just really want to fight Flame Knuckle over again, you have to pay for it. Okay, I got so off track on that one. I spent so much time talking about it. Let's move on to the next one. And this is actually my only mixed feeling, is side objectives in the arena. I like the fact that there are the side objectives in the arena, because it's not just like kill, 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 and that's it about the arena. There are some side objectives for you to perform. They're pretty lackluster in my opinion. If there was more to do, that'd be a little cool. It's like gather this shard, free the scientists, blah blah blah. And they always end in some stupid, just anticlimactic BS that pisses you off. Like the scientists, you kill the scientists, fan-frickin-tastic. Sorry, spoiler alert, but if you're watching this review, you probably know there's going to be spoilers. When you grab the iridium shards, or the vault shards, whatever, and you put them in the ground, you get sucked into a white abyss and die. You lose the arena round, and you have to start all over from the beginning. No shit. I'm not kidding. Anyways, moving on to my next negative. There's no story. There's absolutely no story behind this. It's just you walk into an arena and fight. Miss Moxie's Underdome actually had a tiny bit of story to it. It added at least a little bit of lore as to what Moxie did before she became a bartender. I mean, this literally adds nothing to the story. It has zero contribution to the Borderlands universe and might as well not even exist in that regard. And now on to the ridiculous things about actually fighting in the arena, just playing in it. Now you think, since all the enemies in here are digistructed, you'd get like tons of enemies. You'd be fighting all the enemies in pre-sequel, maybe even some new ones. No. You fight like raiders, those Iridian guys, and loaders. That's it. No other enemies, no skags or those little guys that like to disappear. No, you don't get to fight anybody besides raiders, loaders, and the Iridium dudes. That's it. That's all you get. And that's unfortunate and disappointing. Something I would be able to look past if it weren't for the fact that playing in the arena is a giant pain in the arse. The arena itself is kind of big. I know I said it was small earlier, but I was just referring to the size of the DLC. This arena is kind of big. There's a lot of areas to go to, and unfortunately the AI has been programmed by a 3-year-old teddy bear who's been run over by a car, and the AI has no idea how to find you. So the AI is just going to run around in circles and hang out in their little corner. We're going to play hide and seek out the enemies. But then, when you find the enemies, they're all grouped together in like a group of 15, so you get like one shot downed. Instantly, you're just like down, get down, get down, get down, get down. And since this is an arena type mode, when you get downed, you're pretty much almost screwed 100% unless you're right next to an enemy. That's probably my biggest complaint. I couldn't even finish this arena because I just got so annoyed and pissed off with getting downed over and over and over and over and over. Just because all these enemies are packed together. Like, it's ridiculous. One more complaint, this is just a minor one, is that it has the same exact music as an area inside the base game. It's just recycled music. I mean, they didn't even bother adding some new soundtrack. I mean, just one new soundtrack would have made this area feel a little unique, a little different, but unfortunately it's just more recycled garbage regurgitating out of Gearbox and Australia, 2K Australia's mouths, and it's nasty. They promise us 4 awesome DLCs. We get Handsome Jack Doppelganger, which I won't complain about because I've always wanted to have some sort of Handsome Jack-esque character to play as, although I wish that he wasn't part of the Season Pass. I wish it was just like a $5 add-on, but I can get over the fact that he's part of the Season Pass because I really do enjoy playing as Handsome Jack. And then we get the Shock Drop Slaughter Pit, a $10 DLC, taking one of the slots of our 4 add-ons in the Season Pass, leaving us with 2 more add-ons, which will probably be just the stomach acid remnants of the regurgitated shit that Gearbox has been feeding into our mouths since the start of this game. Now, I really had planned on making a lot of videos on Borderlands the pre-sequel, lots of guides, maybe some legendary reviews, maybe some class setups like I did in Borderlands 2. Unfortunately, at the moment, I really don't know if I will be making them. I will probably end up making class setup guides once I get my characters to level 60, and maybe some legendary weapon reviews, although it is such a pain to get legendary weapons right now in this game, and it really seems like Gearbox and 2K Australia are putting forth zero effort to fix up their games. So to sum up this review of Borderlands the pre-sequel Shock Drop Slaughter Pit Challenge Map DLC Season Pass Stealer, I am going to give it a 2 out of 10. Yeah. And you might be thinking, well, why not a 1 out of 10? This is horrible. I'm giving it a 2 out of 10 because at least you get another chance to get the Nukem. There you go. You can get 1 legendary. And the fact that it's more content isn't all new content is nice, but this is not nice. This is not even new content. This is just regurgitated content. I don't know how many times I'm going to say the word regurgitated, but I'm going to say it until 2K Australia and Gearbox fix up their game. Yeah, my review is 2 out of 10. Do not buy this. If you got the Season Pass, I am so sorry. If you got the Season Pass on Mac, I am even more sorry, because this is an atrocity. This is like EA level baloney that Gearbox is throwing at us, and I really trusted this company. In Borderlands 2, they released a fantastic plethora of DLC. I enjoyed every single one of them, although I haven't gotten around to playing all of the Headhunter packs yet. But yes, I enjoyed all of the DLCs, especially Tiny Tina's Assault on Dragon Keep. That felt like a brand new game, albeit it wasn't as long as Borderlands 1 and 2. It was just as story-rich, and it was just as interesting and compelling and story-driven as the first 2 games. It was fantastic. But then we get this game that has so much more potential. You're on the moon. Maybe they could send you to Pandora. I mean, you go to space stations, yet they can't think of anything more creative than a freaking circular map with enemies hiding in the corner. I don't know. Leave an opinion in the comments, guys. Let me know what you think about this map. And if there are more positives to it, I'm sorry I missed them. It's just very hard to notice them when you were, like, ready to punch someone in the face just because you realize you spent money on this. I did buy the Season Pass, so I got a $10 discount on all the DLCs, but that still means I'm spending $7.50 on this DLC. And if I would have known what this was, I would have never spent $7.50 on this. Gearbox, you better step up your game. This next add-on for the Season Pass better be damn impressive. It better be Lord of the Rings-esque crap where we get to travel and defeat a well, nope, that's Tiny Tina's Assault on Dragon Keep. God, I miss Borderlands 2. Okay, anyways, guys, thank you very much for watching the video. If you enjoyed, please leave a like rating down below and subscribe to see some more videos in the future. I will see you guys in my next video, where I will be a lot happier than I am right now. Whew. See you guys then. Goodbye.